If you think that Nikki becomes president, if you think that they don't go after her, Steve, they go after her so viciously and she would be out of it so fast, she's not going to fight like we fight.
The notion that the Trump-Haley contest for the GOP crown is already over is nonsense.
In the delegate count, you need 1,215 delegates. Donald Trump has 32, I have 17. Why would we stop now?
That Haley number is almost exactly what Mr. Trump had after the first two races in 2016, the year he won. So why were some in the Republican leadership keen to declare Mr. Trump the nominee after just two primaries?
He pushes them to do things, and I think they got some major blowback, and that's why he had to walk it back.
You know, the Republican Party wanted to nominate me and just say skip the whole thing, and we're just going to give you our nomination. I said, don't do that. Don't do that. I want to win it the fair way.
Ms. Haley only needs money to keep this fight alive, and she's still got plenty of it. Mr. Trump knows this too, which explains his irate Truth Social threat, which in part reads,
"Anybody that makes a contribution to Bird Brain from this moment forth will be permanently barred from the MAGA camp."
The people behind Nikki Haley are pro-amnesty, they're pro-China, they're pro-open borders, they're pro-war, pro-deep state, and they're actually effectively pro-Biden. He's the only one that doesn't know it, actually, if you want to know.
Miss Haley's donor loyalty isn't the only thing getting under Mr. Trump's skin. She's hitting him on his age.
The first party to retire its 80-year-old candidate is going to be the party that wins this election.
Miss Haley has also been reminding Republicans about Mr. Trump's record of losing elections.
He lost in 2018. He lost in 2020. He lost in 2022. How many more times do we have to see Donald Trump lose before we get it?
What's missing is Miss Haley's case for why she would be the right candidate. Her catchphrase, "Stand for America," doesn't explain much.
It's great to be here in Orange County.
Which is surprising, given her latest book, If You Want Something Done, is a celebration of 10 remarkable women who dared to be bold. They range from Margaret Thatcher to Jean Kirkpatrick, the first female U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, a role for which Miss Haley was appointed by no less than Donald Trump.
Nikki Haley, ambassador to the United Nations, has been very special to me. She's done an incredible job.
Yes, attacking Mr. Trump can be risky.
What is he afraid of?
For fear of alienating voters already fed up with the left's lawfare assault on the former president.
Ask him why he won't get on a debate stage.
But factual criticisms are digestible, potentially even persuasive.
Is it that he knows that I know exactly how he had this bromance with Putin and China, and we had to get him to back off and stop praising dictators?
Given Joe Biden's fear of escalating conflicts and Mr. Trump's isolationist approach on foreign policy, Ms. Haley is carving her own space on the issue of foreign affairs.
You don't respond to an enemy and a terrorist with fear. You respond with strength.
What she still lacks is an animating rationale for her broader candidacy.
The MAGA Republicans are a different breed of cat.
Liberals wield the shorthand MAGA as a term of scorn.
The ultra-MAGA agenda.
But don't forget its actual promise, Make America Great Again, which Mr. Trump continues to use to great effect.
Our movement is pro-borders, pro-jobs, pro-freedom, and pro-America. Pro-America. It's very simple.
MAGA resonates, but there are other ways to speak to today's bipartisan frustration. And there's no shortage of examples where Republicans have tapped into that rage with success. Glenn Youngkin channeled parental anger over the education machine.
This movement is being led by parents who are saying, no, I am the one who gets to decide what's best for my children.
Ron DeSantis tapped into voter disgust with corporate social engineering.
Freedom from indoctrination.
Just 1 year into Joe Biden's presidency, it was already clear average Americans wanted to be free again.
We learned that Americans want more jobs, not more government welfare and reckless spending creating inflation. Americans want to fund their police departments, not defund them. Americans want freedom, not far-left socialism.
In 2022, Donald Trump announced his candidacy for 2024.
America's comeback starts right now.
Today, the desire exists for a movement that's bigger than MAGA, especially if it can be harnessed by someone who doesn't have Mr. Trump's baggage or alienating ways.
I wear heels. They're not for a fashion statement. They're for ammunition.
Nikki Haley is now the last person offering the Republican primary electorate a choice in the nomination competition. But will she recognize the value of rebooting her campaign and tapping into that bipartisan voter desire for more freedom?
I am not interested in being vice president. I am running to be president. I'm running because we have a country to save. I'm staying in this race because Republicans cannot lose another general election.